Hey, gorgeous souls. Welcome you guys to the Build a Vision Board training that manifests by me. And this is actually a picture of my vision board on here. So basically, okay, cool. You guys are excited. I'm so excited. I'm basically watching my own live stream right here on my phone, just so I can keep track of questions. So feel free to ask questions, as many as you want. I will get to them. Let's do it at the end of the live stream, and that way, the end of my little training, and that way, I'm not like I'm not like, what am I trying to say? Like, I'm not distracted, okay? So that's how it's gonna go. But if you guys can't hear me or something goes wrong, just let me know so I can pay attention and kind of fix this thing. And maybe I'm going to be doing a lot more trainings like this. We'll see, depends on how this goes, all right? So who is ready to get started? Woo, okay. So first and foremost, I just want to introduce you because I know a lot of people joined the group today because of the vision board training. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Kathrin. I am a spiritual mindset coach, manifesting expert, and the creator of Manifestation Babe. Manifestation Babe is a personal development company that I created with a basic mission statement that it's a brand that empowers women to connect with themselves spiritually, break through any limitations that they have, and basically learn how to manifest realities wilder than their wildest dreams. Now, I started my Manifestation Babe journey, this whole journey of learning how to manifest and taking control of my life started as me being a broke college student who had such a victim mentality. Like, I was miserable. I was a science major at the time, so it was very logic driven. If it didn't have a scientific explanation, I didn't believe it. So miracles were just impossible for me, right? Even though I watched The Secret and I was proving to myself in a way that my reality is created by my thoughts and my emotions and my feelings, I still didn't believe in it fully because I couldn't figure out the scientific explanation. For some reason, I needed the logic behind it. And this like woo-woo language didn't jive with me, right? And I just didn't believe that manifesting was a thing that worked. However, I kept making vision boards since I was 16. Now, keep in mind that there's already a disconnect here. I didn't believe it could work, and I also wanted it to work, right? So there's a disconnect between the two. And I also had such a victim mentality where I thought that only special people lived special lives. Now, keep in mind, those of you who are watching the live stream and can't see the text, if it's too small for you, don't worry. This is all being recorded on my computer right now and going to be uploaded to my website. So no stress, just enjoy. Like, if you just have to listen to what I'm saying, that's okay. If you can't see everything, that's okay. You guys will have a chance to come back and watch this. Now, where I am today is I am running a coaching and digital course business that generates me $10K per month, and it's growing. So where I am today is a so much more fulfilled, happier version of myself, and I'm regularly manifesting. So I live and breathe the shit that I'm going to teach you today. This is how I actually live my life. I actually manifest things that go on my vision board. But I want to share with you some common mistakes that you might be making, why maybe your vision boards in the past have not worked. Maybe you're confused with where to start and why vision boards are a thing to be created anyway. Does that make sense? So yeah, I love all the hearts I'm getting down here. So if there's some sort of delay, because to me it looks like there's some sort of delay between what I know I'm saying and what I'm seeing on my screen. So just ignore it and know that I'm going to put it up and it's all going to flow once it's on my website. This is just like an experiment thing. Okay, so are you frustrated with vision boards? Now, I was definitely frustrated with vision board creation because I was making it such an overwhelming process, right? It was very overwhelming. I didn't know what I was doing, and therefore I didn't manifest a single thing ever. I kept making them because I was inspired with all the stories that I heard about people manifesting whatever's on their vision board. And so I thought to myself, okay, so let me just keep doing, because obviously it's working for these people, but I couldn't figure out why it was not working for me, right? First and foremost, I took the process way too seriously. I saw at least 1,000 different trainings, right? I have seen thousands and thousands and thousands of trainings on vision board creation. I have read so many books on vision. I have just done all this work, but I felt like I kept getting more and more confused than the previous time, right? I felt like the more information that I had, the more lost I was getting. I don't know if you guys can relate to this. Let me know if you can, but I felt like it just was so complex, right? As humans, we overcomplicate everything. And so today my goal is to just simplify the whole thing for you. So you're probably thinking like, okay, so what am I supposed to put on this thing? How is this even supposed to work, right? And especially when we get too involved with the process, right? As you want to stay detached to the outcome when you're generally manifesting, you also want to be detached to your vision board. Your vision board is a tool. It's not necessarily the whole holy grail of your manifesting, right? It's not like whatever you forget to put on your vision board is not going to happen, or you have to do it this specific way or that specific way, or it's not going to happen. Like, the more serious you take it, the less effective it's going to be. Yay, I'm so glad you guys are enjoying it. So why is it a good idea to have one anyway? So today my goal is to break down all of your confusion. But first you must understand a couple things that I've already mentioned. Like, a vision board isn't the only manifesting tool, but it's one of the most powerful. And how it basically works is your subconscious mind, so the deep part of your mind that regularly communicates with the universe and it receives inspired action and all that stuff, very important manifesting, actually understands things and absorbs things in the most effective way through symbols, metaphors, and subliminal messaging, okay? So when you look at a vision board, the reason why we put up pictures on a board is because these are symbols. And these symbols is how we absorb this stuff into our subconscious mind, right? So pictures equals symbols equals your brain seeing it as important, right? So vision boards really help you with creating a vision, and vision is really important because whatever you see in your mind, you'll go into in your body. And, you know, those of you who are familiar with the Bible, there's a very big phrase that I really like in there that says, without vision, man will perish. And it's so true. If you don't know where you're going, you're never going to get there. So if you think about just in general, any vision that you have for yourself, it's like giving your life GPS a destination. Without a destination, how do you know where you're going to go? When you are sitting in your car and you're trying to go to a specific store, or you're trying to go anywhere, right? You want to put that destination in your GPS. You don't care what street exactly it's going to take you, right? You really don't care as long as you get there. But the point is to get there. And so with vision board creation, or just having a vision in general, it's like your life being a GPS system and you telling your life where you want to go. And it's up to the universe, your subconscious mind, all these things coming together to give you the roadmap of where you're going. And people who don't have visions and people who are not clear with where they're going, they end up in circles. Those are the people who they do the same thing over and over again and have the exact same year after year after year. They have the same year in their 20s as they do in their 40s, as they do in their 60s, and they wonder why they didn't get anywhere with their lives. It's because they didn't simply sit down and say, hey, universe, this is where I want to go. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. Retrograde, yeah, I know. Retrograde was giving me so much shit this week energetically, but you know what? I'm bigger than the retrograde. Okay, so how do vision boards work exactly? I gave you a little bit of a background story, but basically you're taking the law of attraction and you're working with it through pictures, words, symbols, whatever is important to you. So you're bringing into reality what you believe you can have. And how the law of attraction works is you take something, it's basically like attracts like. You think of something, you feel something, you vibe with it, and you attract that equivalent to you. It's not necessarily the law of magnetism. I know a lot of people say it's like being a magnet, but as you think when you think about magnets, opposites attract, and you're not attracting the opposite of what you're thinking, you're attracting the same thing as what you're thinking. So it's actually just the law of energy, like attracts like. So think about that. Positive attracts positive, negative attracts negative. And vision boards are basically, as I mentioned, how telling the universe what it is that you desire. So it's not just telling the universe what you desire, it's also letting your subconscious mind know what to focus on. And this is important. You want to make that connection. And your subconscious mind works with symbols, pictures, metaphors, whatever. So there's a part of your brain called the reticular activating system. And this is me being a science nerd trying to like make sense of this whole thing. But it's the part of your brain that picks up on things related to what you keep focusing on. It's that part of your brain that sees that you keep focusing on something and is like, all right, like this is obviously important to you, so let's figure out a way to get it to you, right? Think about this. You go out and you buy a car, or like your mom buys a car or your spouse buys a car or whatever. But let's go back to the example. You go out and you buy a car, and the car is a white Mercedes of some sort, right? I'm not actually familiar with Mercedes. I have no idea why I say Mercedes, but Mercedes G-Wagon, okay? White G-Wagon Mercedes. And you go out and you buy it, and then you come home and you're driving it around. And next thing you know is that it seems like everyone is driving the G-Wagon, the white G-Wagon. Everyone in your neighborhood all of a sudden is driving the white G-Wagon. All of a sudden you see a white G-Wagon in every single parking structure that you enter in, on the freeway, everywhere, right? Is it that all of a sudden everyone in the entire universe decided to go out and buy that G-Wagon? No. The thing here is that your reticular activating system is at work. It sees that something is important to you, and it's actually showing you that important thing, right? It's not that everyone bought the G-Wagon at the same time. It's that you're just noticing that everyone has a G-Wagon. You're noticing them all around you. So when you create a vision board, you are telling your subconscious mind, this is important to me. Show me how to get it. And your subconscious mind is going to work for you, finding how to get those things on your vision board into your reality. Whether it's nudges to go to a different coffee shop, take a different route to work, or start a business, or you have like this genius idea pop into your mind. However it is your subconscious mind with the universe at work for you, helping you bring these things into your reality. So what do we put on our vision boards? Like I mentioned before, pictures, words, or just pictures. I used to put up pictures and words of how I want to feel. Like I really want to attract certain feelings into my life. But now I realize that I just function better with pictures. So it's whatever I want to bring into my life, okay? And how I do it is I go to Pinterest.com and I will show you my process of how I build my vision board with the example of where I put my vision board. And I just find photos that represent my desire. So if my desire is true love, I find a photo that looks like my representation of a couple in love, right? It's symbolic. Okay, so it's not that you're going to like Photoshop yourself with your dream man into a vision board, make it this complex process. That's not so important. You want to keep this at a symbolic level. So look at a picture and see if it evokes that positive response within you. Or also, if you are trying to be very specific, like you want the white Mercedes G-Wagon, then find a photo that represents that car and put it on your vision board. Maybe it's a Ferrari. Maybe you're just going after a feeling of wealth. And so you find pictures of money or whatever it is. You deep inside know what your desires are. It's not like you have to be so literal with the pictures. It's more so when you look at your vision board and you see what's on there, you know exactly what it is that you're manifesting. And so does your subconscious, and so does the universe. So it's all very personal process. And the universe does take everything literally. So that's why specificity to a point is very important here. And I always love to ask myself how I want to feel. So again, photos that evoke positive feelings are effective. You can also put words like, I want to feel limitless. I want to feel expansive. I want to feel joyful. I want to feel happy. I want to feel blah, blah, blah. And then what are your desires? There are no limits in what you can manifest. So this is supposed to be fun. Before I used to make vision boards and start planning how it's going to happen, right? I would start like freaking out, like, okay, like in order for this to happen, this would have to happen, this would have to happen. Oh my God, what if this doesn't have to happen? What if this doesn't happen? How is this going to happen? And I would just overwhelm myself like a mofo. So remember that the number one mistake is to make this an anxiety-inducing process. You just want to have fun. Pour yourself a glass of wine, invite some friends over, whatever makes it more fun for you. Put on some music and build your vision board. But also remember that the process is very personal, right? So what your desire looks like to you might look completely different to someone else. So don't even bother with what this might look like to someone else. It's all about connecting your own subconscious mind to your vision board and not worrying about anyone else. So I personally recommend to build your vision board in private, because what we do when we build our vision board around other people, or we put it in a place where other people can see it, is that we start to think about how others are going to judge us. Or maybe our friends will come over and laugh and be like, yeah, right. Do you know what it takes to have that? And then you start to doubt yourself and to limit yourself. So my vision board has always been private to me to a point. Now I've gotten to this place where I literally don't give a fuck what people think. I don't care what people say about my dreams. I immediately gotten really good at reflecting it back at them, like just letting it bounce off of me and not into me. So I don't allow anyone to affect me. It just depends on where you are in this process. So if you're worried about what others people are thinking, or you want, or other people are laughing at your desires or limiting you in any way, then I highly recommend doing them in private. And again, your job is to not worry about the how it's going to happen. The how is never, ever, ever your job. If you start butting your ugly head into the how, you're going to screw up the whole process, okay? You want, I don't know why I said ugly head. You guys are all beautiful, but you know what I mean. The how is not your job. The what and the why is your job though. Okay, so what do you want? Why do you want it? Why is it important to you? Why is it going to make you feel good? Why is this part of your dream? Blah, 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 blah. And this is supposed to be fun, exciting, and inspiring. Any anxiety you feel negates the process. So some key points in manifesting, right? I just want to get this into your heads. It is not your job to worry about the how, the when, the where your desires will manifest. It is only your job to trust that they will. And it really comes down to blind faith here, right? Blind faith is how you manifest. So even when it looks like it's not going to happen, you keep believing that it's going to happen. You just keep believing that somewhere, somehow, somewhere, just somehow the universe is going to bring you your desires. And you just have to keep living your life as if it's already manifested. And remember that you are a co-creator of your vision. You're not alone. So you have God, the universe, your angels, whatever you believe in, your higher power, to figure out the how, the when, the where in the most divine way that is for your highest good. So everything is always happening for your highest good. And something that frustrates a lot of people is the timing. Like, I want this now. Where is it? Or how is it going to happen? Or whatever. The universe knows that if the desire happens too fast or too slow or whatever, it's going to screw up other things in your life that are for your highest good. The universe always knows better. So I like to intend this or something better. So when I look at my vision board, it's like, I want all of this or something better, please. And so your job is just the what and the why. Okay, got it? Okay, so how do we use our vision boards? I like to put it anywhere where I will focus on it, okay? Sometimes this can be up on a wall next to your workspace. This could be in your bedroom. This could be just wherever, okay? I like to put it as my screensaver. So it's actually my screensaver on my phone. It is also my desktop for my laptop. So I like to just have it in these locations, right? This is how I know that I will focus on my vision board, is if it's on something technological, because I use these items every day. Sometimes I'm in my office, sometimes I'm at home, sometimes I'm out and about, but no matter what, I always have access to my vision board. You can also, I'm going to show you how to create a digital vision board using exactly how I create mine. But if you want to create a vision board that is like cut out from magazines, that is fine for you. That is totally fine, right? It's up to you. The process is completely up to you. You can take your digital vision board and actually print it. Like I've looked at FedEx printing on their website, like doing online printing and going to pick up my vision board. But for me, it's like, I just know that it just works for me if I keep it digital, but it's all personal. You can implement your vision boards in your meditation practice. I know some people like to look at their vision boards and meditate within those, with the feelings as if everything has already come true. You can have mini visualization exercises throughout the day. I used to spend 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening, where I would just feel the feelings and look at everything and just feel as if it already has come true. And that way I'm working even harder with my subconscious mind, because my subconscious mind will give me the inspired action in order to help all these come true. Just having it anywhere in your field of vision is important enough, right? It's effective enough to just have it anywhere in your field of vision, because again, your conscious mind is not really focusing on it. It's more so affecting your subconscious mind. And subconscious mind is affected like this. So even if you spend 1 or 2 minutes a day total looking at it, it still works. I have heard stories of people creating vision boards, packing them up in a box or completely forgetting about them, coming back to them years later and seeing that every single thing that they had on their vision board ended up manifesting. They just totally let go and forgot about it. So it doesn't really matter that much. Don't get so strict with yourself where you stress and have anxiety about how long you look at your vision board. I know some people create crazy rules for themselves. Like, you got to look at it every day for 10 minutes and you got to journal about it and you got to do this and you got to do that. And if you miss this step, then it's not going to manifest. If you miss that step, it's not going to manifest. And that is complete bullshit. Okay. It's whatever works for you, whatever is the easiest and the funnest process for you. And that's all that matters. So what is my favorite way to make them? Welcome to the 21st century where everything is super easy and super online. So I'm going to show you guys canva.com and the power of Pinterest. Now, if there's some sort of delay on this live stream where my words are not catching up with what I'm showing on the screen, for some reason, that's like my fear right now. Don't worry, just listen to what I have to say. Just stay calm and know that you guys will have the access to the recording where you can see this clearly and not on a live stream, okay? So let's go on the lovely internet, open a new window, close this window behind there, and let's go to Pinterest.com side by side with Canva.com. Now, Canva.com is amazing. I use it in my business every single day. If you don't know what Canva.com is, welcome to my amazing world. This is where I create all my graphics for my Instagram, for my Facebook, for everything that I ever create, I put into Canva.com. Canva is a free resource, or it can be $12.95, I believe, if you are someone who wants to use more features. Like, you can upload your logo in here, choose your brand colors, choose the fonts that you use constantly, upload your own fonts in here, have access to a bunch of stock photos and graphics. So it's really, really cool. All I do, because I have a digital vision board, and just to show you guys, my screensaver right now is my vision board, right? This is very, very basic. All I did in this version is just take the photos. I know exactly what they mean to me. I know exactly what I'm manifesting, and that's all that matters. My previous versions have had words on them and sentences like affirmations. So it's whatever works for you. For me, it's just photos. And what I do is I go to create a design, I go click more, and I click on desktop wallpaper. So this is already like formatted for you. And I love that about Canva. And so what you can do here is you have a couple options. You can just drag photos you upload in here in any order that you would like to give yourself space to input affirmations, input words, right? So the first example I'll give you is that example. So I already have a bunch of images uploaded in here because I use Canva every damn day, and these are still images for my vision board. But for instance, pretend like I don't have something on here. So let's say I'm manifesting my dream closet. Like I'm really into like a big fancy closet. That's what I want my house to look like. And so I will go on Pinterest and literally type that in and look for it. I think my computer is like slightly overwhelmed right now with loading. All right, we're just not going to bother with this. So I would find a photo of whatever it is. Like I start typing in Los Angeles penthouse, or trips I want to go on, like the location that I want to go to. And I would take those photos, I would drag them to my desktop, and then I would upload here. And I'm using a MacBook, so it's really easy in a MacBook. You can do this on anything. You can do this on, any device, okay? So all these pictures are already preloaded here. So for instance, I want to go back to Paris. So I would just drag Paris right here. And then I would just collect a bunch of photos. And the great thing about Canva is you can just drag it around. You can make things bigger. You can make things smaller. You can even crop the images. So for instance, you want to make this just like this. This is my representation of being able to work anywhere in the world. This is like my representation of a luxury life. I would love to stay in this hotel. I have no idea where this is, but it doesn't matter. I just know that one day I'm going to have that view of the Eiffel Tower from my stay in Paris. I'm obsessed with the Chanel bag. So let me just crop the Chanel bag section right here. And you just start placing it wherever. And I used to like to leave spaces where I would write words of how I want to feel, or an affirmation or something. So I want to feel expansive. I want to feel limitless. So I would just put these words all around here just so I can see those words, and it gives me kind of a guide of how I want to feel, right? Another way that you can do this, which is even simpler, and I'm about to show you, is let's delete this, let's delete that, clear all these things. And I go to this section called Elements, and I go to Grids. And in Grids, you have like these photo collages already done for you. So I will usually choose one that looks great to me. It's like some pictures can be bigger than others. I like them to all look the same. And so I'll click this one, and as you can see, you have this presetting in here. And I like to take out borders and the spacing, but that's just my personal preference. You can leave the borders and spacing if you like it, you want to see the difference between each photo. And I'll literally just start dragging each photo in each section. And as you can see, sometimes it crops a little weird, so I can just move it and alter it any way that I feel necessary. I can make it bigger or smaller. And I'll just start dragging these photos in here. And once I am done, all I do is I hit download button, JPEG, and download, and it downloads to my computer. And then I just set it as my background, or I'll send it to my phone and I will optimize it to fit my phone. And that is as simple as it freaking gets. And again, all these photos are personal. So Pinterest just shit itself. All these photos are what you want and what is personal to you. Okay, so that's literally as simple as it gets. And those of you who spend time cutting up magazines, or finding other ways to do them, like, I hope I just simplified your life, because this is just how I do it, and it's really easy for me, and this is how I teach it. So it's been working for me really, really well. Now, some newbie mistakes to avoid, okay? Like I mentioned 100 times already, overwhelming yourself with the process. So I want to share an example of when I overwhelmed myself with my vision board. One time I created a vision board with a very strict deadline. Like I wrote at the top, like, all this stuff must manifest by the end of the year. And I put up a bunch of things. And the funny thing is that these things, I made this vision board 2 years ago, and these things actually did end up manifesting. But when I first made my vision board, I freaked out. I stopped. I didn't understand how it's going to happen. I didn't believe it was going to happen. And I literally just deleted the thing. And now when I look back, I know exactly what I put on that vision board that overwhelmed me. And it's funny because those things still ended up manifesting just 2 years later, right? That's why you want to keep yourself open to the possibilities and not be so strict on yourself, right? You're not making it fun when you add pressure to this process. This is a pressure-free process. And another mistake to avoid is not believing that it's possible, right? So my favorite saying is, it's never, I'll believe it when I see it. It's I will see it when I believe it, right? So all these desires, you have to put your blind faith into that one day they're going to manifest. Your job is not the how, the when, or the where. Your job is only the what and the why. And allowing others to determine your desires, right? Like sometimes we think about what's socially acceptable to manifest. We think that, $1 million is greedy, so let me just focus on manifesting 100,000. Or we think that this or that, and we just start creating rules for ourselves based on societal norms. And this is why I say create your vision board in private so you can avoid this pitfall. Did I say that word correctly? Or not being honest with your desires, right? Sometimes we think that we want something, but really we don't, just because we created these rules for ourselves and we think that we should be doing this and not be doing that. And I am here to tell you to just be honest and ask yourself, what do I fucking want? If I was given a magic wand and just went poof, 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 and everything that I wanted would manifest, what is it that I would want to manifest, right? Just act like real life for a second. Like, the following is going to manifest within 5 minutes. I'm given a magic wand. What is it that I want? Okay. Like, I hope you don't limit yourself. I hope you don't manifest something that your mom wants for you or your dad wants for you. I hope it is really, truly something that you want to come to life. So things I've manifested for my boards, right? So we want to hear some of the proof, okay? So for me, over the years of learning how to use vision boards, they didn't really work for me until I just dropped the struggle and I just started to play around with it and just started to have fun with it, right? The point is to make this a joyful process. So the following were on my previous vision boards, like throughout the last year or so. And I had no idea how they would manifest, but I just kept it there. Okay. So I just kept it there and I just had fun with it. And so, like, for instance, I have manifested, I've had Dominican Republic, I love to travel, Dubai, France, Italy, Thailand, Bahamas, all when I was a broke college student, all these things were on my vision board at some point, right? It wasn't until I believed it and held that faith that they manifested, but I remember those things being on my vision board. And I ended up traveling to those places. I never knew when, I never knew how, I never knew where it would happen, but it just happened. I manifested my favorite Louis Vuitton purse that I was dreaming for forever when I was a broke college student. I have no idea how I found the money for it, but it fucking worked. I went to Paris one year and somehow had the money in my bank account and just went, fuck it, I'm buying my Louis Vuitton purse, and it manifested. I had on one of my vision boards that overwhelmed me was to manifest my own clothing line. Like, I wanted my own inspirational apparel line. I had no idea how it was going to work. The tools that I use now for my manifestationbabeshop.com, I didn't have access to before. I had no idea how to make it work, but it still ended up working. I still ended up manifesting it. I had a soulmate that is above 6'3", muscular and amazing on my vision board. And now he's my boyfriend of over a year. A 10K month was an income goal. I always had this, like, the words 10K month on my vision board. And that was my biggest income dream at the time. I had no idea how it was going to work. I was a bio major at the time, wanting to go into medical school, being so logical driven. And yet to this day, like, as of last month, I am now a 5-figure month earner in my business. So you just don't know how, when, or where. I hope I really ingrained that into your mind, because you just have to have that blind faith. Okay. And I already said that a million times, so I'm not going to repeat it one more time. Is this helpful, you guys? I will get to your questions in just a second. I see lots of comments. Yay. Okay. So, there's lots of you on here. This is awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Look at those hearts going off. Okay. So some of you who are already loving this training want to take this one step further, or maybe 10 steps, or maybe 100 steps. So I just want to quickly share with you how you can go beyond and manifest even more into your life. And I want to talk about my 3-day manifesting masterclass called Unleash Your Inner Manifestation Babe. Okay. So if you love this training, that would be the next step for you. This is my baby, and this is where I have put everything I learned about manifesting and how I've been able to literally create my life by design and help my clients create their lives by design into this masterclass. So you can learn everything within that 3-day period, where I teach you how to manifest with ease. understand manifesting on a new level. How many of you guys are sick of this weird spiritual jargon that other gurus use where you're like, I have no idea what you're saying. Can you please put it into modern day times because I don't know what the hell you're saying? Like I can, the day that manifesting made sense to me was the day I started understanding it in 21st century terminology, right? Like we're in the 21st century. Can we please apply it to the 21st century? So I put a lot of that into my course and I pride myself off of that. I make it really easy, really understandable. And I show you how to drop every single struggle that you have right now. I show you how to break through your limitations, eliminate limiting beliefs for good, and unblock yourself, right? Like the only block that we have is the block that we keep creating for ourselves. So your only block is thinking that you're blocked. And I love showing women that they are not actually blocked. It's just that they need to reframe the story of their lives. And you'll also learn my exact no-fail 5-step manifesting process that I have used towards money, towards love, towards objects, towards trips, towards anything that I've ever wanted to manifest. And I have transformational homework. So those of you who don't know what your desires are, aren't clear on your desires, and don't know what to put up on your vision board, this course helps you get really clear, really honest, and really like, fuck yeah, this is what I want to manifest. Let me find a picture that represents this. And I also share with you how to speed up the whole manifesting process using my tips and tricks that I've learned over the years. And just to share with you what others have been saying about the course, since completing the 3-day course, my mindset has completely shifted. Months after the course, I still wake up and almost every day remember to make a gratitude list and do my morning meditation. I have been visualizing checks in the mail, and no fucking joke, yesterday 2 checks materialized into my life. One was a Hanukkah present from December I forgot to cash. Miracles just appear like that when you're open to it. And that was from one of my students, Alexa J. Another one of my students of this course wrote, immediately after taking Unleash Your Inner Manifestation, babe, I started to manifest everything from extra money to a new car. I manifested a new car with 0 drive-off at signing. This is literally just 2 weeks after taking the course, and that was from Angelica T. And just, I think it's Pillay, love your name either way. Just recently, I used Kathrin's techniques and manifested a very specific 5-figure dollar amount as my paycheck for the month. And there are so many more testimonials that I've not had a chance to put up yet, and have received emails over the last year since creating this course that just have not, I haven't had time to put the testimonials up there, but there have been so many. So if you guys are interested and love this training and want to take your manifesting to the next level and even help you build an even more effective vision board, just go to manifestationbabe.com/UYIMB. So unleash your inner manifestation babe, and you guys can check out all the details. So thank you, babes, so much for joining me. Again, if you enjoyed this, give me some hearts, give me some comments, let me know, and let me know who's excited to build their vision board. Let me share your vision boards with me. You can private message them to me. You can post them in the group, do whatever you want, but I would love to see what you guys come up with. All right. Have a beautiful, Tuesday? Yeah. Have a beautiful Tuesday, lovies. And I will catch you next time. Bye.